Hello, it's Charles Fockaert, October 19, 2018. Welcome, everyone. Thank those of you who support this channel, and you can do that many ways. I especially enjoyed the comments on one of the videos I did on MGTOW. And, I would caution you, you come here and watch one video. By the way, this is On the Road with Charles Fockaert. On the Road. I think this is number 60. And I would encourage you to make comments. If you don't agree with me, hey, that's fine. If you do, a positive comment in the comment section is one way to support, because people, like I do, will read the comment section sometimes to get a flavor of what the video is about, and whether this guy, this apparent loser who lives in a 40-year-old RV full-time. It's now 41 years old, folks, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I enjoyed the conversation I had with a couple people this week, and that's how we iron sharpeneth iron. So I'm here in Overton, and I got to tell you, I'll give you a catch-up here on my buddy, the mechanic guy, right? When I first met him, I thought he was at least willing to listen, even though we didn't agree on a lot of things, but I found out otherwise. If you watch the other videos, see, a lot of people come on here and they watch one video, maybe two videos, and they think they got it figured out here. They got me figured out. I got what, close to 560 videos. Many of them are half an hour long, so you do the math. And come on here and watch one video. You don't have a clue. You don't have a clue, and then you go and attack and all that blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, it's like coming into a class and midway through and think you're gonna figure out what's going on. You're not. Anyway, my buddy, I waited for him. I'm just giving you a recap here. I waited for him up there in Glens Ferry for over a week, helped him out. We wanted to leave early. He couldn't leave until the following Wednesday, which was 2 weeks ago this Wednesday. So I loaned him some money so we could move on. And he apparently forgot how I helped him. I also helped him move his truck, spent all day. He never said thanks. And I bring this up because I saw a book here, and I wish I would have bought it. Now it was only a quarter. Charles Kuralt. Charles Kuralt, back in the 60s, I believe. I remember that program on CBS or something. Traveled all over the country and met people. Well, that was back when the people were pretty were okay. And I'm sure there's a lot of okay people out there, folks. I've met quite a few of them, but I've met my share of the Twinkies, those who eat the Twinkies. And this guy, I realized, part of his problem, Mr. Toxic, remember him? And Pocatella, and my buddy who cut me off from the water up there in Kalispell, and then he assumes like nothing's wrong. He doesn't have to say anything about it. We're going to be friends again, It's amazing how people can treat other people and don't think anything of it. But anyway, this buddy here, he left me up in Alamo, Nevada, and I was going to replace, because the fan clutch didn't show up on the day it was supposed to, so it actually showed up the next day. But he couldn't wait one more day. I waited a week up in Glens Ferry for him, but he couldn't wait one more day with me in Alamo, and he took off. He ended up here in Overton in space, in a space here. There's a place to park. I'm not going to go into detail. And then I on Thursday, he left on Wednesday. On Thursday, I fixed the fan clutch, took off, ended up here in Overton, Nevada, and at 3:30 that afternoon drove up, and guess where I parked? I parked right next to my, quote, buddy, who couldn't wait one more day for me. And then he came out with, and I could see the surprised look on his face. And I said, "Surprise, surprise, surprise." And we didn't talk after that. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, don't hear a word from him. Wednesday night, I spent the night in town because I found a place to park in the shade, and it's nice. I'll show you maybe pictures here of where I am by a park. And I got water over here when I need it. And anyway, I can walk to places in town instead of way out there. But he calls me at 7 o'clock yesterday morning. And this is like I'm documenting the breakdown of the American culture in my On the Road with Charles Fockaert. Calls me at 7 in the morning and says, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in town." And he said, "Well, I want to get my books back." He loaned me some books which I never read yet, and I probably never will now. And he says, "I'd like to pay you back your money." So that's at 7 o'clock. So I said, "Well, when are you leaving? I had things to do here, and I'm not going to run out there right away because I was there for a whole week. Didn't even talk to me. By the way, he told me he was going to get his money on a Wednesday, and that was 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks later. I still haven't got my money." He says, "Well, I said, what did I say? I said, "When you leaving?" He said, "Later this morning." I specifically asked him that question because I wanted to know when I needed to go back. He's got a fairly significant amount of my money, and I want it back. So he said, "Later this morning." So after I got done with what I had to do, which was get a new gasket for my master cylinder, it's leaking, and I just checked this morning, it's still leaking, so the gasket didn't fix it. It's not leaking as much as it was, but it's still leaking, and I've done everything I can to fix that. And so I drove. He didn't call me. I figured he was still there. I drove all the way back out there to the space, and guess what? Not there. And somebody took my little my form that you fill out and put on the post, and maybe you've camped out like that. You put your form on the post when you're leaving. Somebody took it off, and I think it was him, and he's gone now. So I left my old chair there, and I went and got my chair. I had to go back anyway, so it wasn't a real big deal. But I went and got my chair, done a couple other things, and went back into town. But I left him a message. I got there right at 10 o'clock. I called him up. No answer. "Hey, buddy, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm at the space, just to let you know, for the record, folks." So several hours later, I get a call, and it's my mechanic friend, in quotes. "Ah, you called it. I see you called at 10. "Yeah, I did, friend." And then he goes on and talks like nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. He's in Kingman, Arizona. Let me know when you get here, when you leaving, blah 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 blah. And it's like nothing happened. "Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't there. Or I'm sorry I didn't call you. I'm sorry you made a trip out there for nothing." This guy is not sorry about anything he does. So, man, I learned a lesson here. So now I got to go chase him down. And I didn't say a word about my money. I am not gonna give him the satisfaction of asking for the money. I would rather lose that money, because the lesson learned was worth the price. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've lost more money. I calculated it quite a while ago. I've lost in my lifetime more money than a lot of people make in their entire lifetime. I've lost that. So for me to, quote, lose this small amount of money in the overall scope of things is no big deal. Alrighty? But I learned a lesson. This guy is not somebody I want in my foxhole. I don't want him anywhere around me when this happens, when this continuing collapse turns into, when the United States turns into Venezuela. We could talk about the value of gold coming. I'm having a discussion over at BitChute with a guy that says he agrees with this other uneducated in the field of economics, and about the role of silver and gold in a societal breakdown. But I'm not going to go into that on this video. I got so many topics we could talk about. And I wanted to talk about, and I'll do that later, I wanted to talk about something about King David and the man that he had around him. But I'm not going to go into that right now on this video, and I'll do it on another video. Back to the on the road theme here. I'm headed down toward Arizona, and I'm going to go through Kingman, and I might be on the Colorado River there for a while, and I might make my way down to Bouse and to Quartzsite and other areas. I'm in no hurry. I stayed here another night to do these videos, and I can walk over to the library, upload the videos here. Overton's got a very fast connection, and I thought I'd stay another day or two, or it depends on when I feel inclined to move. The wind is picking up. You can see it here with the curtains, so I don't like to travel in the wind. This 41-year-old Winnebago is like a sail in those winds, and it's already starting to pick up. It must be 10, 15 miles per hour already. So I got to get a very early start to get at least an hour or two down the road so that I'm not in the wind. So that's all I can think about right now that's worth conveying to you. Real quick insert here, the dipstick tube, remember that? It broke in just north of Alamo. And anyway, I ordered a new part, had to wait. That was one of the reasons I'm here in Overton longer. I waited, a part came in, went to the mechanic here because I'm not going to do that. There's no way I'm going to try to accomplish that. The mechanic here is pretty good. He's a pretty honest guy, I'm told. And that's what I like about small towns. If you're not an honest guy in a small town, you probably aren't going to be in business very long. So, brought it over to the fella. He looked at it and he says, well, you know, I'm going to have to take the exhaust off, maybe, and maybe even drop the pan. So this is going to be kind of a pricey fix here, buddy. And I said, well, I got to have it done, right? So he warned me, and then I took off and let him have it all day long. And I'm in the library and doing some things, uploading video. Got back to him, and he said, well, the part that you got is the wrong part. It's too small. It won't work. So what he did was he's able to weld and braze my old dipstick tube, fixed it at a lot less than it would have cost me otherwise, and your prayers work. Those are the little things that happen. I didn't have to spend another $600. Remember the $600 bolt? This one wasn't like that, and but there will be something else that's going to break. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, but when. I want to thank you, those of you that support this channel. There are some of us I believe could be in the same foxhole together, but it's getting fewer and fewer. Even those in the Israelite message community, many of them, I don't even recommend their channels anymore. I can't even handle listening to them. I want nothing to do with them. The remnant is getting fewer and fewer and fewer, folks. And guess who is going to be on their bullseye? Guess who? Guess who? Go look up, what was his name? Errol Southers, the TSA nominee with Barack Obama. The Christian identists are the ones that they're most concerned with. Why? Because we tell the truth. We go all the way up the ladder of truth to the top rung, and we stand on the top rung, very unsafe place to be, and we tell the truth. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. May the grace of God, our Father, be with us, the white race, the Caucasians, the Israelites, for we most certainly need it. See you.